This dramatic courtroom moment begins as 18-year-old Adrian Hernandez stands before the judge, facing a serious felony charge after allegedly leading police on a dangerous chase in a stolen vehicle. What might seem like just another court hearing quickly turns into a powerful confrontation about responsibility, second chances, and the consequences of reckless decisions. The judge carefully reviews the details of the case, questioning Hernandez about the events that put innocent lives at risk and why such a dangerous situation unfolded. As the hearing continues, emotions rise in the courtroom when Hernandez's grandmother steps forward to speak on his behalf. She explains his difficult circumstances and promises to support him if he is given another chance. Her testimony adds a deeply personal side to the case, showing the struggle between a young man's mistakes and a family's hope that he can still turn his life around. But the judge makes it clear that actions have consequences. The court must consider not only Hernandez's future, but also the safety of the public. After listening to all sides, the judge delivers a serious warning about the realities of prison and the importance of changing course before it is too late. In the end, the courtroom falls silent as the judge announces a sentence that could determine the direction of Hernandez's life for years to come. This intense courtroom showdown is a powerful reminder that one reckless decision can change everything, and that the justice system must balance mercy with accountability.
Versus Adrian Hernandez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris-Salem.
Defense?
Melissa Christian for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged by indictment with evading arrest detention with the vehicle as a third-degree felony?
Yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to go over this plea bargain agreement with you in great detail so everybody can understand and you can understand what the plea bargain agreement is. So according to the plea bargain agreement, the state is in favor of your application for community supervision. Do you understand that? They are opposed to your application for deferred adjudication. Do you understand that? Now, if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, you understand that I determine the length of probation. Do you understand that? Now, if I do not grant your application for deferred adjudication, the state is asking that your punishment be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. So what that means is they have agreed that if I grant you community supervision, the state can argue that your underlying be 6 years, which would mean that if you were revoked, the court could sentence you only up to 6 years in prison. Do you understand? Your attorney can argue, if I don't grant your application for deferred adjudication, your attorney can argue that your underlying be 2 years. And if I were to go along with giving you probation and not deferred adjudication. Also, they're taking in consideration NITMAG number 756916, 756919, and there's to be restitution, if any, and NITMAG number 756916 to Gustavo Perez. Did you understand that to be your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you understand my explanation of your plea bargain agreement? Any confusion? Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision or deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation and 200 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Do you wish to proceed with sentencing?
Yes.
State, you are opposed to the defendant's application for deferred adjudication?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. The court will hear argument with regards to that from the state.
Well, Mr. Hernandez's juvenile history is not exactly encouraging, and his insistence on proceeding with the court's determination this afternoon rather than waiting for a full PSI or TAP evaluation seems to reinforce the impression be placed on it to begin with.
All right, and we'll do this one step at a time. So defense with regards to his application for deferred adjudication.
Sure, Judge. Mr. Hernandez is 18 years old. He lives with his grandmother. He has a history of working for some fast food services. He made it to the ninth grade. He does not have a high school diploma or a GED. However, I believe that this is Mr. Hernandez's very first felony that he has been arrested for. He is in a position where being granted deferred would be something that would be beneficial to him. The court could put any of the restrictions or any conditions on that deferred that the court wanted, and he understands that he is eligible up to the full range of punishment should he mess up on his deferred. So I think that gives him a great deal of incentive if the court wanted to require, for example, a GED, require the community service hours as the state has recommended. And with that hammer over his head that he is subject to the full range of punishment should he not be able to complete it successfully. And that's why we think a deferred for this 18-year-old first-time offender in the felony system would be appropriate.
Vehicle was stolen.
The vehicle was stolen.
Do you wish to say anything?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say that I'm sorry for all the actions and the choices that I did. I am currently working on my GED in here. I'm trying to.
Why does it take being in custody to work on your GED? Why didn't you work on your GED when you were in the free world?
I was actually going to school. I was at school, like I was doing online classes.
So why are you in a stolen vehicle? All right, so this stolen vehicle, did you have a key to it or did you break the ignition?
I have the key to it
And where did you get the key?
from the car.
All right, so you're saying that there was a vehicle just parked wherever with the key in the ignition? So you're saying the steering column wasn't damaged at all? So why would you take a vehicle that doesn't belong to you?
Because the choices that I made, I deeply regret it.
Do you deeply regret it or you deeply regret getting caught?
Deeply regret it.
Right.
Because I know how it feels from someone to take from me.
Then why are you taking?
Just was doing dumb decisions.
And then you're speeding away from the police and then you have an accident in the vehicle. It says that you were driving at unsafe speeds, disregarding red traffic lights, and traveling on the wrong side of the road. Do you know somebody could have been killed with the way you were driving? And who was all in the vehicle with you? Or was it just you by yourself?
Just me.
And where are your parents?
Mom, my dad, they live out of town.
So what, you're just here in the world by yourself?
No, ma'am.
All right, who do you live with?
Grandma.
All right, does your grandmother want you living with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you picked up the phone and asked her? Did you say, grandmother, may I live with you?
She's present in the courtroom.
All right. Well, I would like to hear from her. State, do you have any questions for him?
Plenty, Your Honor, but it's already past 5 o'clock.
Oh, if you have questions, you may ask him.
Mr. Hernandez, you say that you regret what you characterize as your dumb decisions. At what point did you come to believe that they were dumb decisions?
When I did it.
You believe that they were dumb decisions while you were acting them out.
Yes, sir.
And yet you did them, even thinking at the time that they were dumb.
Yes, sir.
Then why did you do them?
This is the choices that I made. Regret it.
So you did them because they were the choices that you made?
Did it because I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I did it because I don't know. Just
So really, you don't know why you did it, you just did it. Those are the only questions I have, Your Honor.
All right, any other questions?
I don't have any questions for Mr. Hernandez, but we can bring up his grandmother if you
Yes.
would like.
Ma'am, could you come forward?
Can you raise your right hand for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Mr. Hernandez, how are you related to Adrian?
That's my grandson.
Okay, and is he the only grandson you have living with you or grandchild living with you?
Yes,
Okay, and how long has he been living with you?
couple of months.
Right, and before that, where did he live?
He used to live with his mom, his parents.
Okay, and what happened to the parents?
They live out of town.
So they moved and he wanted to stay?
Yes, he doesn't get along with his stepdad.
Okay,
Well,
all right. And so did you volunteer to let him live with you?
yes,
Okay, so he's living with you and with your permission.
yes,
All right. And the court is making a decision, as you and I discussed, about the different types of probation, what to put him on. Would you be willing to help Adrian with making any appointments or anything that he needs to accomplish on the probation that the judge sees fit to award?
yes,
Would you like to see him get a job?
yes. And finish his education.
Okay. And you think that would be helpful to him?
Yes.
Okay. We'll pass the witness, Judge.
The courtroom is quiet, but the tension in the air is impossible to ignore. An 18-year-old young man stands before the judge, waiting for his fate to be decided. His name is Adrian Hernandez, and today he is facing a serious felony charge that could change the course of his life forever. The charge against him is evading arrest with a vehicle, a dangerous crime that can put many lives at risk. What might seem like a reckless decision made in a moment has now brought him face to face with the reality of the justice system. As the hearing begins, the judge carefully reviews the details of the case. According to the reports, Adrian Hernandez was driving a vehicle that did not belong to him when police attempted to stop him. Instead of pulling over, he allegedly chose to flee. What followed was a high-risk situation that could have ended in tragedy. When someone refuses to stop for law enforcement and attempts to escape in a vehicle, it immediately becomes a serious threat to public safety. Streets that should be safe for families, pedestrians, and other drivers can suddenly turn into dangerous environments. The judge begins questioning Hernandez about the events that led to this moment. The courtroom listens closely as the details of that night are discussed. The judge asks direct and serious questions about the stolen vehicle, the decision to run from police, and the risks created during the pursuit. For the court, the situation is not only about breaking the law, it is about the potential harm that could have happened to innocent people. Adrian stands quietly as the questions continue. At just 18 years old, he is standing at a crossroads in life. For many young people, this age is the beginning of adulthood, a time when choices begin shaping the future. But for Hernandez, that future now depends on what happens inside this courtroom. During the hearing, the judge acknowledges that young defendants often make mistakes, sometimes because they fail to fully understand the consequences of their actions. However, the judge also makes it clear that dangerous decisions, especially those involving fleeing from police in a vehicle, cannot be taken lightly. Situations like these can easily end with injuries or even loss of life. As the case continues, another important voice enters the courtroom. Adrian's grandmother steps forward to speak on his behalf. Her presence brings a different emotional tone to the hearing. She explains that Adrian has been living with her and that she has tried to guide him and support him. Like many family members who appear in court for loved ones, she hopes that the judge will see the young man she believes Adrian can become, rather than only focusing on the mistake that brought him there. Her testimony reflects both concern and hope. She expresses her willingness to help him stay on the right path if he is given another chance. She promises that she will support him, encourage him to make better decisions, and help him avoid the kinds of situations that led to his arrest. The judge listens carefully but responds with a message of realism. While family support is important, the judge reminds her that sometimes loved ones see situations through what he calls rose-colored glasses. In other words, families often want to believe the best about someone they care about, even when the facts show that serious mistakes have been made. This moment highlights one of the most difficult parts of the justice system: balancing compassion with accountability. The judge must consider the emotional testimony from family members, but the court also has a responsibility to protect the public and ensure that serious offenses are treated seriously. The courtroom discussion turns again to Adrian himself. The judge explains that actions have consequences and that running from police in a stolen vehicle is not simply a small mistake. It is a decision that could have put many people in danger. Drivers on the road, pedestrians crossing the street, and even the officers involved in the pursuit could all have been harmed. The judge also points out that the legal system sometimes offers young defendants opportunities to turn their lives around. However, those opportunities come with strict expectations. If someone is given a second chance, they must prove through their actions that they are willing to change. As the hearing moves toward its conclusion, the room grows quieter. Everyone present understands that the judge's decision will determine what happens next in Adrian Hernandez's life. Sentencing in cases like this often reflects the court's attempt to balance punishment with the possibility of rehabilitation. After considering the details of the case, the judge delivers the final decision. Adrian Hernandez is sentenced to 6 years in prison. However, the sentence is suspended and replaced with a long period of probation lasting 8 years. This means that while the prison sentence exists, Hernandez will have the opportunity to remain in the community as long as he follows the strict conditions set by the court. Those conditions are not simple. The judge orders him to complete 200 hours of community service. He must also obtain his GED and work toward improving his future through education. In addition, he will be required to spend time in a state facility designed to help young offenders understand the consequences of criminal behavior. The message from the judge is clear. This sentence is both a warning and an opportunity. If Adrian follows the rules, takes responsibility for his actions, and commits to changing his path, he may be able to build a better future. But if he fails to follow the conditions of probation, the suspended prison sentence could become very real. Before ending the hearing, the judge gives Adrian a final and serious warning about the realities of prison life. Many young people, the judge explains, do not fully understand what prison actually means. It is not simply time spent away from home. It is a place where freedom is lost, opportunities disappear, and life becomes far more difficult. The judge encourages him to think carefully about the choices he makes moving forward. One reckless decision has already brought him into a courtroom facing years behind bars. The next decisions he makes will determine whether he moves toward a better life or returns to the same situation again. As the hearing concludes, the courtroom slowly returns to silence. Adrian Hernandez leaves the courtroom knowing that his future now depends on whether he can take this second chance seriously. For the judge, the hope is that this moment will serve as a turning point rather than the beginning of a longer path through the criminal justice system. This case serves as a powerful reminder of how quickly life can change because of one decision. It also highlights the difficult role judges play every day, balancing the need for accountability with the hope that young people can learn from their mistakes and choose a different path. In the end, the courtroom is not only a place of punishment, it is also a place where people are forced to confront their actions and decide what kind of future they want to build. And for Adrian Hernandez, that decision begins now.
Yes,
You love your grandson.
yes, I do.
You described him as not a bad person. Is that right?
Yes,
That would mean that you think that he is a good person. Is that right?
yes. You don't have to be a bad person just because you did something wrong. That is not considered you as a bad person.
Fair
I
enough.
don't think so.
But
He did have a good heart.
can you be a good person while you do bad things?
No,
So was your grandson doing a good thing when he operated a stolen vehicle?
of course not.
Was he doing a
It's
good
like he
thing?
did it by choice. That's what he did.
Was he doing a good thing when he was using that stolen vehicle to flee from the police and endangering the public in the process? Was he doing a good thing when he ran on foot from the police and tried to hide evidence of other crimes?
Maybe he panicked. That's why he took off so fast away from the cops.
Ma'am, I didn't ask if he might have
You
panicked.
asked me that question before. I'm trying to answer it.
I asked if he was a good person while doing these bad things.
No,
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, so there's something I want you to understand.
okay.
I understand that's your grandson, but guess what? Other parents or other grandparents who come before me,
Yes, ma'am.
if they were to say that their child was hanging around the wrong person or was experiencing bad influences from other people, and if I were to ask him, well, who would that be? You know who they would say? Your grandson. Everybody thinks that their child is the one who's impacted by bad influences, that they're great. But what I need parents and grandparents to do is to take off the rose-colored glasses. You can still love your grandchild, you can still love your children, but you need to see them for who they are.
Oh, I know.
All of us are continually trying to improve our life, right?
Right.
And to be better people. So he's at a stage in his life that he's not living up to his potential. Do you understand?
Mhm.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.
Okay. Have a blessed day.
All right. Thank you. You too. All right. All right. Have you ever used any drugs? Marijuana? I'm sorry?
Yes, ma'am.
Alcohol? This is what the court is going to do. Court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years. I'm going to ask for the MRT. Take in consideration night mag number 756916, 756919. There should be restitution, if any, to Gustavo Perez, and night bank number 756916. 200 hours of community service restitution, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. There's going to be full GPS. I'll ask that the fees be waived. You're going to obtain your GED or go to someone's trade school, and you're going to go to ISF, and you're going to remain in custody until transfer to ISF. And at ISF, they'll help you get your GED. Do you understand?
So what am I getting again?
You're going to remain in custody. You're going to get transferred to ISF Cognitive. Once you've completed that, you will be allowed to live with your grandmother. And I'll place in here, he's to reside with his grandmother. And defense, if you'll make sure probation has that address.
Too, Judge. I believe he's asking whether he got deferred or regular probation.
You got regular probation. And part of the reason why you received regular probation is because of the testimony that I heard, and also because of your criminal history. All right, we can go off the record. You are just going to have to make a decision on what you want to do with your life. Either you're going to spend the rest of your life in and out of prison, in which case, guess what? The state of Texas can accommodate you. There is always money in a budget to add more prisons. Your counsel will tell you that. There is always money in the budget to say, you know what? Prison's just going to be overcrowded. Nobody's going to release you from prison because they say, oh, we have 4 people in a cell. They're just going to put you in a cell with 4 people. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're at a crossroads in your life. You're still young. You still can decide to do what's right. You understand? And as a side note, you are not ready to have children in your life. You're just not ready. So don't ever come before another judge saying, I may have some children, I may not, I don't know. You need to make sure that you know.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand? And this court communication is key to be successful on probation. When you go to ISF, sit and think about everything that you've done in your life that got you to the point that you are at. Your defense attorney didn't get you to this point. The state didn't get you to this point. You got yourself to this point. Do you understand?